Hello. Welcome back to episode 2 of Talk It with Brockett. I am your host, Alana Brockett. Today we have a very special guest who was so good last time I just had to have him on again. We have Pat Melavin. How are you doing, Pat?
I am good. It's nice to be back here once again. Thank you very much.
Yes. Today we have a really fun topic that we're going to talk about. We are going to talk about one of Pat's very fun interests, which is fashion. So cool, so fun. Now, Pat, why don't you start off with telling us kind of how you got into fashion?
So, I did get into it from a young age, always looking up towards whatever musician I was listening to at the time. Middle school definitely started with rappers, most Eminem,
Yeah.
and then on the very other end of the spectrum, Lil Peep as well. So I was getting a very broad taste. And then in high school, it became sort of all over the map, experimenting. Traditional and more experimental stuff as well, but I never had the facilities or the opportunities for it until I came to college.
How did things change when you came to college?
I met a lot more people that were able to broaden my perspective on different stores, different websites, different brands, whereas in high school I felt very limited, just not having the opportunity to drive to a lot of these places,
Right.
or having the money for them, working minimum wage in high school, then gas bills and whatnot, food, not having that luxury, not
Right.
until I became older.
Right, that makes sense. What are some brands that you really like or get inspiration from?
Burberry is absolutely my number one. I've loved
Wow.
that brand since senior year of high school when I first started really discovering it. When I came into college, one of the first pieces of clothing that I truly saved up my money for was a Burberry belt. And that was during the winter freshman year. I went into Copley Center in Boston with a few of my friends, and I just decided I was finally going to do it.
Wow. Wow. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Are there any like people that you see and you're like, oh my God, like that is so cool that like really made you kind of want to get into it, or like even now that you like draw inspiration from?
Funnily enough, one of the main people I really started to take inspiration from lately was Sean Connery in the James Bond film.
Whoa.
The structure of the suits alongside with the more casual and leisurely outfits he wore feel truly timeless, which thinking about that movie, almost 80 years old, if not, no, they are actually 80 years old. Those outfits still work today, and to me, I think that is proof of how good of an outfit can be. If it still stands the test of time throughout multiple decades, and it still works, it still looks well, you're doing something right.
Yeah. I think if an outfit is timeless, then it's going to be really good.
Exactly.
So, what kind of clothing items do you really like? Like, do you have like a really strong collection of jeans or like shirts? Like, what is a clothing item that you're like really drawn to or like have most in your collection?
My belt collection is something I'm very fond of.
Wow.
Alongside with my shirts. Those two are probably my most extensive collections, but I do have a true love for watches as well. I just do not have the finances for that.
Yeah, being in college, it can definitely be difficult to afford things that you want. So kind of, you have a lot of high-end things. I can see you have a Balenciaga jacket on right now. How do you afford this, kind of being in college?
I almost never pay full price for these items, so I do save up my money, and that does require sacrificing other luxuries that people may be spending on. But I go to different stores, vintage websites such as therealreal.com. You can find Burberry shirts, collars, whatever brand you might think of. I got a Burberry sweater on there for $100. Wow. The estimated retail value of it, I believe, was $890.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So you kind of shop like smartly, you
Yes.
know, and kind of really, by not paying full price, you save hundreds, sometimes maybe even thousands of dollars, right?
When I see an item I like, I verify it on multiple different websites. I don't
Okay.
just immediately shop and buy. I always do my research, and I recommend anyone else out there that's interested doing that as well. See something you like, look up when it was released, and that can give you a good estimate of how much it was worth when it actually came out, because it could be marked up a lot more, or it could be marked up a lot down now.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my advice for going about it.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever like bought anything and then you got it and it just like was not what you expected at all and you were like really upset?
Yes, actually, from the website The Real Real, there was a Casablanca crochet sweater that I bought from their 2023 spring-summer collection. And on the website, it shows the sweater. It's in perfect condition. And the logo is in the left chest plate section. When I received it, there was no logo embroidered into it whatsoever. It's a very minor detail, but it's something when you're paying that much money for an item.
Absolutely.
I paid about $300, I believe, after taxes and shipping and everything. And estimated retail value was about $1,500.
Wow.
So I was very excited to be getting this just for the sake of having, at that time, that was my most expensive luxury item that I was going to own. That logo, it carries a sense of pride with it, with identity.
Yeah.
And it's materialistic, yes, but all the same, it's what you're paying for. And
Absolutely.
something you would expect it, and not receiving it, that did leave me a little upset, I would say, but
Disappointing.
it's close at
Yeah.
the end of the day.
Yeah. How would you describe or kind of label your own fashion sense?
Spontaneous, I think, is the best word to describe it. One day I might wear an outfit like this, a casual pair of jeans, track jacket.
Just gotta show
My
the
shoes, I don't know if they are shown in the frame. These are Rick Owens double bumper Hollywood. This is, I
Wow.
would say, mildly casual, but
Yeah.
definitely a sense of value behind it. Other days I might wear something much more relaxed, just a pair of like Lululemon shorts or a Nike shirt. And then other days I'll wear dress pants and a pair of nice loafers with a collared shirt and tie. It all just depends on the mood and
Depends
how
on
I
the
feel
mood.
that day. It's never, I would say, one set of classification I would put myself in.
Now, I believe I saw you, I think, the other day on campus, and I think you were wearing a very dressy outfit. I think I saw you with like a long black coat on or something like that.
Yes.
You want to talk about that?
The other day, so I was wearing a pair of black loafers that I do forget the brand of, I apologize. A pair of virgin wool Balenciaga dress pants that were from 2013. Those were $62 on the Real Real site. Those are perhaps some of the most beautiful dress pants that I've worn. I am extremely happy with them.
Wow.
I paired that with a black Ferragamo belt. Actually, no, not with that collection. Those pants do not have a belt loop in them. That's my mistake. Then with a black Burberry collared shirt. And then the coat you're talking about, that was a gift from my grandfather. I'm very grateful about.
That was a nice coat.
It was his winter coat from when he was younger.
So cool.
It's a very thick wool, and I would say it is probably the warmest coat I have ever worn in my life.
Yeah. So nice. That was a nice fit.
I was very happy with that. And that wasn't even any special occasion either. To go more on point was being spontaneous. That was simply just to eat chicken one day.
That was just to eat chicken. Now, a lot of people, when they purchase, when there's an argument, I feel like, around so many luxury brands where people feel like they're just paying for the brand. So do you feel like when you buy from these luxury brands that they are made better than clothes that are maybe more or less expensive?
Short answer, no. Not always. I do have to be absolutely transparent about that. This track jacket, you could find the exact same material from Champion. I don't necessarily disagree with that because I am aware of it. And I would say as long as you know what you are getting into with it, you can sort of create a mental justification with it. Because, at least for me, I look at these pieces all as investments, the money that I'm putting into it. I know I'm getting something out of it that is going to justify that price to me. Whether it be the sense of identity I get from it, how I feel, compliments, the social aspect of it. Wearing these clothes, too, allows you sometimes to open certain doors that you couldn't necessarily open. There's absolutely been people I have met, people I've talked to, that if I was not wearing what I wore at the time, I probably would have been looked the other way. There have been times, too, at certain of these stores, if you don't have a specific look, that I have been denied before, even when I had money in my pocket ready to spend.
Wow.
But I showed up time later wearing a nicer, put-together outfit with so-and-so brand on. The door's open.
Wow. That's very interesting. So you feel like the more well-dressed you were and the more luxury items that you had on, you were kind of treated differently.
Absolutely. And with luxury items, it doesn't have to always be something logo branded. Just the more put together you look, the absolutely more, I would just say, decent you are treated. And when it comes to luxury as well, it depends on the type of person as well that you're dealing with. Someone that I would say is more of a elitist status. They see you wearing these items, they could look at you more someone of a peer level, and that could open certain doors of certain conversations.
Very interesting, but makes sense. I definitely feel like the more put together you are, the more I feel like people will almost take you more seriously.
Exactly.
So definitely makes a lot of sense. So do you have kind of like an end goal with all of this kind of collecting that you're doing?
I have thought about opening up a store or a boutique at one point for all of these items and putting them on for sale. A lot of these items I did buy just for the sake of having them for myself. I do love wearing them. Other items, perhaps not. These sweatpants I brought with me.
Wow, look at those.
For a very low price, and I would be willing to get rid of at some point. The brand of these are Coût de la Liberté. It's an American brand, even though it is French.
It sounds
translates to
American.
the cost of freedom. The founder of True Religion created these. The little dog on the inside of the tag with the guitar. So I like that detail a lot. These are worth $1,000, but I bought them for $100.
Wow.
So such stuff like this that I paid a very low price for, and I know it has a very high markup where I could get a pretty high profit out of it. I see more of a financial gain out of that than having a sentimental value. But with a lot of the pieces, I do carry that sentimental value, and I won't get rid of them. So I would say I am a little picky with it. So my end-all, be-all go, perhaps a store, but a lot of these will be kept in my closet.
Yeah, they're sentimental to you, and you kind of hold on to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely get that. What about the hat that you have?
This matches the jacket that I'm wearing.
Wow.
Is supposed to be a take on Formula One, I believe. I do not remember what collection it is, but these were both bought at a store in Lunenburg called Get Your Sneakers. So very happy with that store. They have amazing prices. So shout out those guys. If you're ever in Lunenburg, please take a look. They have some of the best prices I've ever seen. Alongside with the shirt I'm wearing underneath this, a vintage Chrome Hearts shirt from the 90s.
Wow.
I think you can see the little star emblem on there.
Yeah.
And a huge graphic on the back. Anyone knows the brand Chrome Hearts, that is perhaps some of the most, I would fairly say, ludicrous pricing on the markets, at least in regards to their jeans. Those prices range anywhere from, I believe, $4,000 all the way to $50,000 for pairs of jeans with embroidered leather patches, silver hardware into them. They're gorgeous pieces, yes, but those prices scare me a little.
Yeah. Is there any price point that like you will see and immediately just be like, absolutely not. Even like on the real, like a resale price. What is your limit for buying something used?
Buying something used, my
Mm-hmm.
limit would be $400 to $500, and it
Okay.
depends on the condition as well.
Okay.
If you, on the real, at
Mm-hmm.
least, something that is in pristine condition means it has not been used whatsoever. Still in
Okay.
the original packaging with tags, receipts. I believe the next one in line is perfect. Perfect, and then the one right after that. Those are essentially almost unworn, or if they were, it was worn once.
Mm-hmm.
No discoloration, no marks on it.
Mm-hmm.
Those two, I would be willing to pay higher, even though it is technically used. But on
Yeah.
the lower end of used, where it starts to be more worn,
Mm-hmm.
more signs of markings, stains, discolorations, rips, tears, my price limit is going to drop a
Yeah.
lot. At that point, it is genuinely used and it is visibly used.
Yeah.
I would say realistically, $100, because that
Okay.
would still mean I have to put in the effort of washing it, of
Right.
repairing it myself. And I
Right.
have to invest separate money into that.
Right. How often do you do that? Like get something that's heavily used and like repair it out of pocket?
I've done it once or twice. It's not something I'm necessarily a fan of,
Yeah.
especially when I can find more options for stuff that has not been necessarily worn to that condition and I
Right.
still enjoy it. So I would say it's not something I do often.
Okay. Yeah. Do you find yourself like besides the real going to like consignment stores or like other things like that, and like what would you recommend?
Absolutely. The store that I mentioned previously in
Mm-hmm.
Lunenburg,
Mm-hmm.
I've shopped there multiple times and I am quite a big fan of it. The Real as well, that would be my number two in line. Those are
Mm-hmm.
mainly the two that I use, and there's a
Okay.
few other websites as well.
Okay.
Vestiaire Collective, that is
Mm-hmm.
another vintage website, and it's similar to the Real, how it works with you put on clothes that you want to be sold, and then
Mm-hmm.
other people can view them and see
Mm-hmm.
them. So it works a lot like Depop in that sense.
Okay.
It's it's very useful for me.
Yeah. On the real, is it just luxury items or is it other just like anything you want?
No, it is not just luxury items. They have Nike,
Mm-hmm.
Gap, Old Navy, any regular brands on there as well too. Their focus is especially on luxury items, but
Yeah, I
you
bet.
can find any sort of brand, I believe, on there. They have pants ranging all the way from like $5.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's a wide range. So really, anybody could probably go on there and purchase something.
Absolutely,
Wow,
absolutely.
that's great. Are there any sites that you know of that are just for like reselling luxury brands?
For just luxury brands, I know of watches
Mm-hmm.
websites, but not for any specific clothes. No.
Mm. Okay. Let's get into watches then. So, what is your most expensive watch that you have?
Most expensive watch I have, I believe, is either the one that I'm wearing right now or one I have back at home.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually two that I am not sure between.
Mm-hmm.
So I have two watches that were gifts from my dad. The one that I am wearing right now, the Tag Heuer Formula One black rubber band watch.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the value of this one is $1,700. And the other two, the one other that's a gift from my father, is a leather strap Movado watch that I'm a huge fan of, but I need to get the strap fixed on it.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other is a Versace green dial chronograph. That is
Wow.
a sea green dial on it, and it's very beautiful. I believe that is in the range of 1,000 to 2,000, but
Mm-hmm.
I cannot accurately remember the estimate of
Mm-hmm.
it. I love this watch a lot, but I am definitely more of a fan of steel bracelets instead
Okay.
of rubber. So I am not
Okay.
a huge fan of this, but it does have more of a sporty, leisurely look to
Right.
it, which I do enjoy, but I would like the sense of something more classical and reserved.
What about like a Rolex?
A Rolex would be very beautiful. However, financially, that is a bit out of the pocket unless I graduate soon.
Yeah.
I'm looking at something relatively cheap that I could potentially get, but until then, I'm going to have to wait and save my money.
Yeah. What is the price range of Rolexes?
All over the map. For the
Wow.
ones that I am looking at, I am spending or potentially spending about $4,500. I would be very proud of myself if I could afford this, or at least afford a portion of it, and convince my family for a graduation gift for college. That would be preferable, but we will see what ends up happening once I graduate. But for Rolexes themselves entirely, anywhere from the vintage aftermarket prices of like a couple thousand, then if you're going get a new one from an authenticated jeweler or one of the stores, you could be spending upwards of $20, $40, $50,000, and then
Wow.
there's specific models like the Daytonas. Those could be upwards of $1 million.
Wow.
When you're dealing with specific high-end clients that want custom pieces as well, those could be 2-3 million perhaps.
Wow.
So the prices absolutely range, and they can
Wow.
get very, very high up the ladder.
Yeah. I feel like I see sports players, celebrities with all of the
Absolutely.
Rolexes. Yeah.
Rolexes, Patek Philippe's, Richard Milles, I would say those are three of the titans in the industry. You have Audemars Piguet as well.
Wow.
I apologize if I butcher the pronunciation of that. There's a lot more that I'm forgetting. I know that Jacob & Co. That's another fantastic brand as well. I would like to say that someday I would all have some of these pieces in my collection, but
Definitely.
it's a lot of money to be saved.
Yeah. Do you get any inspiration from like social media and like stuff like that for fashion?
Social media, a little, yes, but definitely more of music and film itself. Seeing certain characters in a show, or certain musicians on stage, or just in a video. Seeing what they're wearing, what catches my eye, that's what draws me a lot. With social media, I tend to try and avoid that because I feel a lot of what I see was the influencers specifically. It's very generalized or commercial.
Absolutely.
To me, without any sort of personal bias or trying to spout negativity towards them, it seems very just commercialized.
Absolutely.
And that the money they make, the clothes that they buy, it is simply for the sake of reflecting their money status.
Yeah.
There's not any real thought behind structuring an outfit.
Right.
Instead of more so, how can I show how much money I have with what I'm wearing?
Right.
Which, to me, I know is definitely going to sound hypocritical with what I'm wearing right now. But I do like to think that I put behind thoughts in my outfits and sort of envision an image with it instead of just wearing a logo for the sake of a logo and not having any real structure behind it. By structure, too, I'm talking about having like a color palette and not just wearing like 30 different colors in one outfit, but having stuff that matches perfectly, like orange, blue, red, green, black, white, having like two primary colors and one secondary color to offset everything, or accessorizing and having something complement another piece, like wearing a pocket chain with jeans, or wearing a steel bracelet watch with a suit and tie. It's just little things like that that go a longer way for making an outfit for me, instead of just throwing behind whatever the newest designer is or the latest collection and just wearing all the matching outfits.
Right. Like if this is what you're saying, you kind of want to stay away from like the influencers who like trend hop and really just like do whatever is new and then just forget about it.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. That makes sense. Well, Pat, you have been an amazing guest.
Thank you.
I have loved talking about your fashion, and I'm sure our viewers have too. I'm sure I'll have you on the pod again, I'm sure. But thank you so much. This was so great.
Thank you very much, Alana.